welcome in. It's everybody's favorite show of the week. It's the tight ends for Week 10 in the NFL over on OwnersBox. If you haven't played OwnersBox yet, best place to play daily fantasy sports. Don't have to draft kickers. You don't have to draft defense or super flex. You could do 2 stacks if you wanted to. Use the code in our description. Use the link in our description to sign up and use code MENLY. They will match your deposit up to $500 if you're a first-time user. Soda, take us away with the honorable mentions, please.
Tight ends, you know how much I love tight ends. We find value and great plays here all the time. Going to bring some more this week. A couple honorable mentions, just because their quarterbacks love them, even though they're facing good defenses. Their QBs just want to target them. Give me Big Bob Tunyon and Dalton Schultz. And then also an honorable mention that was tough not to put in the top 5 is Greg Dulcich. I think that's how you say his last name.
Yeah,
close enough anyways.
Yeah. So we're going to jump into our top 5. Spoiler alert, this is our first time probably in forever not having Evan Ingram in our top 5. He's questionable with a back injury, so wasn't able to do it this week. But let's jump right into it. At number 5, we have Zach Ertz of the Arizona Cardinals. Soda, what do you think about Zach Ertz going against the Rams this week?
It seems like you look at all the Cardinals guys, and their number of targets are just insane. And that just speaks to the volume of how much the Cardinals are throwing the ball. And they have 3 targets: DeAndre Hopkins, Rondale Moore, Zach Ertz. They're going to throw the ball 35, 40 times, so you know those 3 targets are going to split the share there. You see Zach Ertz got 8 targets last week, so even though the other 2 are stealing targets, he's going to be the red zone primary for him. I think I love this play. I think you had some red zone stats for me, Adam.
Yeah, I've said it before. I'll say it again. When it comes to tight ends, I like to look at how they perform in the red zone. That's kind of where they make your money. So Zach Ertz is second in the league in red zone targets for tight ends, only behind, of course, Travis Kelce. He's got 15 of them. So I love Zach Ertz as an option at the tight end position. And when you're looking at tight ends, another thing to look at is you got a guy who's getting possibly 10 targets, right? And he's at $5,000. So you can go and compare him to the receivers that you would get at that price range for the $5,000. And you're comparing him to Kadarius Toney, Isaiah McKenzie, Allen Robinson. Who do you like more in that $5,000 range? You like a guy who's getting 10 targets in Zach Ertz, or you like Kadarius Toney, who might not see any targets with the Chiefs offense? So just something to think about. That brings us to number 4, and this is a real value play. If you're balling on a budget this week, this is a play you're going to want to look into, and we have to scroll a ways down to find this guy. Where'd he go? I believe he was 3,800. We're just going to type him in. It's our man Tanner Hudson. Oh, he's 3,600. I didn't even make it to him yet.
6.
Keep in mind, guys, this is their tight end 1 going against Houston. Tanner Hudson. Soda, what do you think about Tanner Hudson this week?
The scrolling right there proves how much of a value he really is, though. Bellinger's ruled out again. We talked about Chris Myrick before on this show, but it turns out he is truly a fullback for them. So Tanner Hudson coming in at tight end 1. They have loved using their tight ends. You might not see it in Tanner Hudson's stat chart, but if you went and compared with Bellinger when Bellinger was healthy, they do like using the number 1 tight end quite a bit.
Yeah, guys, we talk about punt plays, and Tanner Hudson is about as good of a punt play at the tight end position as you're going to find on OwnersBox at 3,800. And not a ton of wide receiver competition. They started to use Darius Slayton more, and they have Wan'Dale Robinson in there, but Tanner Hudson, I think, could be a very good threat in the red zone, especially. So Tanner Hudson is our number 4 tight end on OwnersBox. And number 3, we have Tyler Higbee. I know we've had Tyler Higbee in here for a few weeks. Come again?
Do me a favor. Don't pull up his game log chart. Don't show the listeners that. They just need to trust us on this play right here. Rams offense has just stunk lately, but they are going to need to get it together. I'm actually surprised to see that we got the Cardinals defense ranked 1 against the tight end here. But if you think about the Rams offense, they like to use Higbee quite a bit in the slot as a receiver. This should, in theory, be a pretty high-scoring game. It's hard to tell with how the Rams' offense has been, but they clearly are not going to run the ball or establish the run. So it's going to be a lot of Higbee and Cup to get them going.
Yeah, I'm not sure how accurate this ranking is here, having them number 1 against the tight end. Cardinals give up 7 receptions a game to the tight end position and 77 yards. So I doubt they're ranked 1. Not sure how correct this is. Tyler Higbee, I know we keep saying it, but I think he's due for a bounce back game, guys. I think we're going to get one of these games like these first 2 weeks where he's getting targeted double digits. I think that's what we're going to get for Tyler Higbee this week, and that's why he's in our top 5.
That is the plus of the play. People are going to fade him.
Yep.
And he's going to have
People are going to give up on him. You guys don't give up. Number 2 is T.J. Hockenson going against Buffalo. Soto, what do you think about T.J. Hockenson this week?
This guy didn't even know the playbook last week. And what do you have, 9 catches, 8 catches?
Leads Vikings with 9 receptions.
Yeah. I mean, guy didn't even know the playbook, and he does that. Imagine what he's going to do now that he's actually learning the playbook and getting to practice with them. And I think if anything, what this trade is going to do is solidify how great of a tight end T.J. Hockenson is in the league right now. I think just being on a good team with Kirk Cousins is going to show he's a true top 5 tight end in the league.
Yeah, the fact that he was not even there for a week, he got 3 red zone targets. T.J. Hawkinson's going to be a threat. And you look at some of the tight ends that have performed with the Vikings over the years. Last year was Tyler Conklin. Tyler Conklin had a great year with the Vikings. Kirk loves targeting the tight ends if they can get open. We saw the struggles from Irv Smith, but T.J. Hockenson looks like he is going to fit in perfectly with this Vikes offense. That is why he is our number 2 play at the tight end position. The only person above him it's gonna come to no surprise. Travis Kelce, and we were talking about comparing prices from receivers to tight ends. Travis Kelce would be he's priced just below Tyreek Hill, Cooper Kupp, Jefferson Adams. He's the same price as Stephon Diggs right now, but rightfully so. Travis Kelce averages 20 points a game on OwnersBox. He cost $6,700. He had 17 targets last week. I know Mahomes threw the ball almost like 70 times or something like that. But Soto, what do you think about Kelce this week?
Well, I certainly wouldn't mind him having 100 yards and 4 touchdowns this week if you combine a couple of his game logs together. But I think for the Chiefs, you never know what you're going to get at receiver because they have so many different options. But you do know Travis Kelce is going to be heavily involved. And you really just need to treat him like you would treat a receiver. If he was in the receiver category at $6,700, he's probably still making our top 5.
Yeah, and they got Jacksonville this week. I don't foresee a blowout. Jacksonville's kind of shown that they can get into those shootout games and keep up with people. So I think we could have another big game from Kelce, which will come to as no surprise to anybody. So to recap, our top 5 tight ends over on OwnersBox. Number 5 is Zach Ertz. Number 4, Tanner Hudson. Number 3, Tyler Higbee. Number 2, T.J. Hockenson. And number 1, Travis Kelce. We hope everyone has a great week on OwnersBox. And stay manly, everybody.